When it comes to games that are based on kids' television or movie IPs, I feel the most popular genre of game would be a platformer of some kind, usually in the 3D variety. No research to back that up, just personal feelings and observations. SpongeBob is no different. Most of my experience with SpongeBob games have been 3D platformers as well. Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Cosmic Shake, link in the description. However, there have also been different games genres such as Lights, Camera, Pans, which is more of like a mini game Mario Party type style. But I definitely expect 3D platformers more than anything when it comes to not only SpongeBob games, but just IP games as well. So when I found out there was a new game coming out based on the SpongeBob IP, I expected it to be a 3D platformer since that is what the yellow sponge usually gets thrown into. But wait, this new game doesn't star SpongeBob. It stars, well, Mr. Star. That's right, this new quote-unquote SpongeBob game allows you to play as Patrick Star and Patrick Star only. I'm quite okay with this, as Patrick has long been my favorite character in the SpongeBob world. Since it doesn't star SpongeBob, it is only natural it isn't strictly a 3D platformer. This is more of a physics-based game, and as a sucker for any SpongeBob game, I took the plunge, not really knowing what to expect, and as always, I got some thoughts. So let's get our scuba gear on and head down to Bikini Bottom once again to discuss the Patrick Star game. The Patrick Star game was developed by PHL Collective and published by Outright Games. It was released on October 4th, 2024 for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series consoles, and Windows PCs. I played the game on PC, so all footage you are seeing is from the PC version, purchased through Steam and recorded using OBS. I also played some of this on my Lenovo Legion Go, and it ran just fine. On that machine, I was a little worried with this being a physics-based game, and physics usually taking a lot of resources to render and whatnot, but with some settings tweaking, it ran just fine on the Lenovo Legion Go. In the Patrick Star game, you play as, you guessed it, Patrick Star. And as him, there kind of low-key isn't much of a story here. The game honestly starts without telling you the main objective of the game and just leaves you to your own devices more or less. But the main objective is the game is to compete in the Fry Cook Games. There's an entry fee of 999 sand dollars, so Patrick has to earn that money by completing tasks for his friends, as well as just exploring the world and completing tasks within it. And that is really the premise. This might be the simplest and most straightforward game I've ever played. The way this game is played is very similar to Human Fall Flat or Totally Reliable Delivery Service, if you've ever played one of those. I would say Patrick himself isn't quite as gumpy, I guess, for lack of a better term, as the player characters in those other two games. Patrick has a lot more structure to him than those, and at least while running around, he can turn very gelatinous at times, but he typically just has a lot more structurally sound. And when it comes to sound, there was a really annoying aspect to this game, and that was the citizens of Bikini Bottom. They must have only recorded like 10 voice lines for the other fish to say, and then just had everyone start saying them. The amount of times I have heard, "Hey, it's Patrick," or "I've been grilling my whole life, but I don't know if I'll ever be Fry Cook Games material," among a few others, is just an outright obnoxious amount of times I've heard those. And it doesn't matter which location you are in, whether it be Glove World, the Krusty Krab, downtown Bikini Bottom, so on and so forth. Every person has the same few lines, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal if they didn't talk too much, but damn near every person across paths with Patrick has the need to say something, so I'm just constantly hearing the same lines over and over and over again. Just to have people talk less would have made this much more tolerable. What was also hard to tolerate was how inconsistent the cloud saves were. Now, this was very easily could have been a Steam issue and not a game issue, but as someone who frequently uses a handheld gaming PC in tandem with their normal desktop PC, cloud saves really matter to me. They enable me to seamlessly pick up where I left off in games, no matter what machine I was playing on, and typically Steam is very good with keeping the cloud saves updated, with it being signified by a little symbol on the game page letting you know what the cloud save is up to date or not. And usually I do not have a single issue with this. However, with the Patrick Star game, I had many issues. I would play on my Lenovo Legion Go or my PC, and when I was done, I would quit the game, wait a couple seconds until Steam says the cloud save is up to date, then close it out. Then the next time I would play on the other machine, it turns out the cloud save was not updated, and I was where I was 2 play sessions ago. Again, I fully acknowledge that this could be an issue with Steam and not the game. But what I can say is that I have not had an issue with this at all in any other game outside of the Patrick Star game. And that's really all I have to say on the game. It's a short, simple, fun game. I've played it for like maybe 5 or 6 hours, and that was me going for a completionist run, or if you will. If you just want to do the fry cook games, I honestly see no reason why you couldn't do this in maybe like one extended play session. Yeah, the game can be a bit janky and unwieldy at times, but that's part of the appeal of these types of games. They're meant to be sort of floppy and sketchy. For crying out loud, there's a button that makes Patrick instantly fall asleep, and then while asleep, you roll around, and that's kind of like how you get around faster outside of driving vehicles. How can you not like that? Just a narcoleptic Patrick. Really, my only issue is the price of the game. This experience comes in at $40, which I feel is just a little too much. I think $30 would be a much happier price point for this game. But different people have different views, so if you like Human Fall Flat or other games in that nature, you'll probably really enjoy the Patrick Star game. But if you are someone who values precise controls and tight gameplay, I would stay away. But for me, it was nice to take another trip to Bikini Bottom to visit my friend Patrick and have more fun down there in the deep blue sea.
No! Down to Jellyfish Fields today? Classic.
I saw a nematode the other day. Horrible creatures.
Oh, a kelp dog sure sounds good right about now, huh?
Short, sweet, and to the point today, just like the game. But thank you for your time and attention watching this video. I appreciate it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It goes a long way for us here at Milkman Media. Next up, I'm tackling the big one, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm definitely a fair weather fan of Call of Duty and have not played every single one. But especially with this one being on Game Pass, I have to check it out. I want to make sure I do the campaign and have a good amount of time into multiplayer and zombies and really do a comprehensive review of the entire package on offer there. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video, or any other gaming video I put out, or any of the food videos I put out. Lastly, let's talk in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts on the Patrick Star game, other SpongeBob games, SpongeBob as a whole, or anything else on your mind in the comments. Fair game down there. I'll talk to you there for now. Thanks again for watching this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.